So, I am really nervous to do this video, and I've talked myself out of it like a gazillion times. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to say, and yeah, so I'm just gonna say why I don't even know. Alright. So it's taken me 2 weeks to send this video, and I've emailed you, I think, 3 times. So I've talked myself out of it because I convinced myself that things like this don't happen to people like me, and I'm never going to be picked. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself and pray that you don't do this American Idol style. And if I do get picked, you don't air this on TV because I didn't pluck my eyebrows, 1. And 2, God only knows what's going to come out of my mouth in the next 5 minutes. So we'll see how this goes. All right. Here goes nothing. A little bit about myself. I'm 30. I'm over the hill. I recently moved into my own place, which is a huge step. I am 6 years sober, so that is a huge part of my life. I've been in recovery, so I think that's one of the reasons why doing this show appealed to me, because during my drug addiction, being close to death, I often thought about the other side. Towards the end, I wrote a lot of suicide notes. Oh, kitty. I wrote a lot of suicide notes, just in case. And I was going through a really dark time, because I really wanted to die. And I had a lot of thoughts in my mind wondering if it was true that people came back, that there was an afterlife, because I have an 11-year-old daughter. At the time, she was 4, 5, towards the worst parts. And I wrote these notes just in case, but I always wondered that if something did happen, if I would be there in another way for her, because I wanted to die, but I also wanted to be back for her, if that makes sense. So the afterlife has always appealed to me. As a result of my addiction, I got into some legal trouble. I ended up doing 5 years in prison. During my 5 years in prison, I did a year on lock. I love watching the shows where they go to the prisons because it's always funny to me, because I always think of the place where I was in like 40 years, if it's going to be abandoned, and like all the people that I know that were there, all the lifers and stuff, and their souls lost in there, and if they died because there were multiple lifers there that died while I was there. And I experienced that. So when the ghost shows and paranormal shows come on, it's like a part of me experienced that already, and it's weird. But I did a year on lock, 11 months actually on lock, and the wing where it is such a weird place. And there were a couple women that I know of that had passed away, and my roommate and I used to joke because we thought that it was a man, but I was convinced that someone came at night and played with my hair, and we named him George. So there were things there that we couldn't explain, and it was just a feeling of hopelessness over there, uh, that I was always, you know, always made me think about shows like this while I was there, because uh, it was a historic place in Maryland, from what I understand. We did have historic buildings on the land, and it was always said to be haunted. So when we walked by at night, the buildings that were condemned, we always said had ghosts in it and stuff. So like, there's always been parts in my life that like I've wanted to, investigate. So I just think that I've had things leading up in my life that are unanswered. Um, I always feel the need that there's more things that I need to do. When it comes to the paranormal, I've been so close to death, that I feel like I want answers myself, now that I'm clean. Um, my friends tell me that I'm crazy, because I swear that there's a ghost in my house. To the point where I had to sleep with a nightlight for a little while when we first moved in. Um, she hated me for a little while because I had Yankee Candle plugins all over the place, and she told me that I was insane. I feel connected. And I think that this would be a great experience for me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna be a maniac. I have a really loud voice, so I might scream a lot. Um, but I really want to do this. Things like this don't happen to people like me. I had a good childhood, but I had a rough adulthood, and I did it to myself. And I'm reaching out to try and do something awesome, you know. Um, so I don't really know what else I'm supposed to say. I'm a bartender. I don't have like this Fortune 500 great career that I've developed for myself. Like I'm just living like a normal life. I'm trying to maintain. I'm sober. I'm boring. I don't go out at night. I'm in my pajamas by 7 if I'm not working, and I watch Netflix. Like I barely have any friends, and that's the way that I choose to be. Oh God, my hair looks terrible. Um, like I'm not anything super exciting, but that's how I choose to be, and I'm okay with that. I'm still fighting to get my life together in a lot of ways, um, but life is good, and I like it because I'm alive. So, I don't know. Thank you for taking the time to listen to nothing, everything, rambling. But hopefully you liked what I had to say, and hopefully I'll hear back from you. All right? Thanks.